What's up? Hello and welcome back to the shop. I finished up the big cabinet at the end of last year, got that video posted, and I'm still waiting on a few of the folks that got devices to make their videos so that I can do a pre-sale and actually get enough orders hopefully to kick it off. Hard date for the launch of the pre-sale coming up soon. I need to work that out and really get something on the calendar. But anyway, it's going to be a couple months because I need as many people making videos as possible. Anyway, that left me with a bit of a gap in my schedule and no big projects that I needed to work on, so I thought it'd be a good time to get some shop organization stuff done. I've had this giant tool board up with just a couple tools on it for quite a while. It's still mostly empty, but as you can see, I put quite a bit more up, and I also put in some shelves. So that's what this video is. Sometimes you get big ambitious projects. Sometimes I'm hanging tools on the walls. Smash, dislike if that makes you angry. So I'm not going to show the build of each and every one of these hangers. That'd be kind of boring. But the general philosophy behind the tool board is to pack the tools in as close as I can while still making them easy to get out. And that means in a lot of cases hanging things sort of vertically and sideways when they might normally be against the tool wall like this, taking up more room. And in some cases I fabricated things out of plywood, and in some cases I 3D printed the hangers. I think it's a really interesting sort of intro project for 3D printing. It's not particularly hard. You got to get correct measurements on whatever it is that you're trying to hang up and have a vision for the thing that's going to hang it. But it's really handy. I started posting these pictures on Instagram and I got a number of comments that, first of all, lead me to believe that there's some misconceptions around 3D printing. But one of the comments I got was, wouldn't it be just easier to make these out of wood? And for some of these, you're talking about a lot of fiddly little precise details that would really take a lot of time to make out of wood. And also with something so small, you're running into grain direction issues, even on plywood, like delamination when you're talking about such small pieces that even PLA, the flimsiest 3D printed material, doesn't have an issue with. So I think 3D printing is particularly well suited to making wall holders for some tools that are difficult to hang the way you want to hang them. Like for this, for example, it would be easy to put a nail in the wall and then it just hangs flat like this. But then it takes up a little bit more room. I mean, it's not a big deal, but you know, it's kind of fun to have things packed in as tightly as possible. Now, some people also commented that they're going to be laughing when I get all my tools hung up and this is still 50% open space. That's fine. I'd rather have extra room for the future. It's not like I'm going to stop buying tools. So packing it in, so long as you're not packing it in so tightly that it's inconvenient to grab something, which I haven't done, I think just makes the most sense. I'll always have room that way, and if there's open spaces, that's fine. So a little extra attention on one hanger in particular that I thought was an interesting case. This is a DFM square. Now this is made by just an independent tool developer guy. I'll leave his Instagram down in the description. Check him out. But he makes these little squares and they come with these pins that can allow you to do center finding. So you put the pins in and then with the pencil right in the middle you can mark the center line. Come on, focus. You mark the center line of a workpiece. So sometimes you need the pins, sometimes you don't. I thought it'd be cool to have a holder where you can just lift straight up and grab the pins if you need them. Or you can lift up and pull to the side, leaves the pins, they still have a home, and then you can just use it as a square. I thought that was kind of clever, so yeah, you get to hear about it. If I think I've been clever, you get to hear about it. Now, anticipating questions that people are going to have just based on what I got from Instagram, a lot of people want to know what I use to make the models for the 3D printing. I unfortunately use the pro version of SketchUp, which I paid for a while back. It's pretty expensive. It's not really something I recommend, with Fusion 360 being available for free. Unless you have a fairly large business, you can get it for free. And people seem to be happy with that for 3D modeling. I've never used it. I've gotten to the point with SketchUp that I can make it do everything that I want, so it's really hard to put the effort in to learn something entirely new. But if someone's starting from scratch, I wouldn't recommend going with SketchUp because it used to be that the free version of SketchUp was very functional. Now it's this weird web-based thing. I tried to export printable files with the free version just to see if I could even recommend that, and I couldn't really figure it out. Some people were claiming that it could be done, but I couldn't duplicate what was being done, and I kind of got frustrated with it and said, I can't recommend this. So I have to point you to Fusion, and I have no ability to teach you how to use Fusion. So maybe if you have a Fusion 360 instruction video that you think would be good for beginners, put it down in the comments, and who knows, maybe I'll even take a look at it, because if I was starting all over, I'd gain competency with Fusion and not SketchUp based on where things are and the way people speak about their capabilities. So check out the comments for, hopefully, Fusion 360 video instruction. Another comment that I got a lot was, can you put some of these models up on Thingiverse so that we can just print our own? And I tried that out. I've got these holders for the 12-inch Lie-Nielsen files, or rasps, on Thingiverse. That is in the description. So if you have a printer, you can download those files and print these out. For the cross-section of people that have Lie-Nielsen, expensive rasps, and 3D printers, I think that's a fairly small overlap, but people have been downloading it, so maybe not as small as I thought. Oh, and anticipating one more question about cost of the filament. This filament costs $20 for 1 kilogram. So that means that a little holder like this costs about 25 cents. Seems to be there's some misconceptions around cost. For little parts like this, it's almost nothing. A 1 kilogram roll lasts a very long time. If you're only printing little stuff like this, and it's only 20 bucks. And what kind of a video would this be if there wasn't some build footage? So let's make some shelves. So this pipe that you saw me put in is part of, well, two reasons for this. First of all, it's part of a long-term vision for how I can control dust in the shop. I want a large central dust collection, and I want one of the ports to open up drop downs for each corner where stuff just kind of accumulates, so I can just be sweeping, have that on, sweep stuff into the corners and have it all taken care of. And the second issue this is taken care of is sound. Now you probably have noticed that I've really struggled with good audio down here. It's better with this shotgun mic, but I still get reverb echoing off these concrete walls. I do my best to set it up so that I capture the cleanest sound I can and then process it, but it's still not perfect. From what I've read, one of the best things you can do to mitigate sound issues is acoustic dampening, particularly in the corners. So sound reflects and echoes off the corners and something like this will absorb it. Or so I've heard. It can't hurt. I don't know that you're noticing anything much different right now. This is just one corner out of many, and I've still got the walls and everything. But bit by bit, hopefully I can get the sound quality better down here. I think that's it. So thanks for joining. Talk to you soon.